is really to continue to comply with the social distancing instructions, because by getting the infection rate down, which is what is happening at the moment, will get us in the best position for track and trace.
Thank you. Next, we've got Paul Brand from Sales, having had that episode in panic buying several weeks ago, returned to normal levels now, or in some cases slightly below normal levels. It is the case that the social distancing measures that supermarkets have had to put in place means that there are times when they're not able to restock shelves as freely as they would ordinarily. But that is not a problem of food supply. That is simply the fact that social distancing sometimes makes it harder for them to get the goods on their shelves. But generally, we've seen a dramatic improvement from the problems that we saw 3 or 4 weeks ago. The international food supply chain continues to work well, although there are isolated cases of trade being disrupted, particularly, for instance, some goods coming from India. But most of our trade with near neighbours in Europe is continuing to flow normally. We're also acutely aware that we're about to start the British season in fresh produce, in soft fruits and salads. We estimate that probably only about a third of the migrant labour that would normally come to the UK is here and was probably here before lockdown. And we are working with industry to identify an approach that will encourage those millions of furloughed workers, in some cases, to consider taking a second job, helping get the harvest in June. It's not an issue at the moment, since the harvest has barely begun, but we do anticipate that there will be a need to help recruit staff for those sectors in the month of June. Kate Ferguson from The Sun.
Hi, thank you, Secretary of State. One question for you and one for Stephen Powis. To you, we've seen reports in the newspapers today that